Well, hello there. I'm currently in the throes of running my annual intensive hypnotherapy practitioner diploma. And it's 9 days. We're into our fourth day today. Yesterday, we were talking about and discussing assessment. And I realized that it's not usually the most appealing of subjects, although the sexiest of subjects. But I always like to frame it by saying certain things that are important, or at least that I consider important, and here at this college we consider important to have sort of lodged into their minds, sort of etched into our students' minds. Um, I, I think if I were employing a hypnotherapist to help me with my mental health challenges, I'd like to think that the hypnotherapist understands me, understands my issues, and is making decisions about the approach to therapy based upon that intimate understanding. I see it happen quite often in forums and discussion groups, and have seen it done many times throughout the years, whereby a hypnotherapist has posted that question. Does anyone have any good scripts for dealing with ABC issue, enter issue here kind of thing. What techniques do you recommend for dealing with ABC issue? I forgive this with students while they're learning, but professional hypnotherapists should really know better. I think. You see. I mean, if you ask such questions, you are ultimately assuming that the client is the issue. The client is an issue rather. You've kind of removed everything else about them. Really, you want to have conducted a thorough and robust assessment to understand the client and understand their issue in order for that information to then inform your treatment rationale and the recommended direction for therapy that you're going to agree upon with your client. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Okay, Mr. Smith, nice to see you. Since you asked to work with me, I went on a Facebook group and I asked for a script to deal with your issue, and that's what I'm going to read to you today. Morning, Mrs. Smith. A guy on the internet said this technique helps with your sort of issue. So that's what we're going to do today. And I think paying clients probably deserve better. The field of hypnotherapy warrants far more professionalism and diligence, I believe. So all of my students that ask this question, that they all tend to know, and they all tend to learn that when they ask such a question, I always tend to reply, well, tell me your own initial thoughts first. Tell me the reasons for those thoughts. Explain your line of inquiry. Explain your existing rationale, rather than me just kind of spoon feeding an answer to them. But importantly, tell me more about the client. Tell me more about the individual. Tell me more about your case study. I don't think it's good education to simply spoon feed a protocol that is verbatim regurgitated for every time a particular person cites a particular issue. Now, of course, there are undoubtedly techniques and approaches that are common with many types of issues, and techniques and approaches that have been used in research, with a very particular clinical application in mind. And of course, these may become a go-to way to approach, the therapy, but not without a good assessment first, not without understanding the process of the issue that the client is citing. That is, understanding the client's process. You want to make informed decisions and have a shared conceptualization of the problem with the client. This is professional. This is ethical. So that's why here we examine a number of classic standardized approaches to assessment, and also look at a variety of therapeutic questioning approaches, all of which can contribute to the way that a hypnotherapist conducts their own assessment. And it's one of the reasons that I consider it to be so important. I mean, it's multifaceted as well. You know, it's so much more comprehensive than that. I mean, strong evidence, for example, tells us that the strength of the working alliance that we develop with our clients is a strong predictor of successful therapeutic outcomes. And the working alliance tends to advance efficacy of treatment, you know, regardless of the therapeutic modality, you know, whatever talk therapy it is. Classic models of the working alliance, such as Bourdain's model or you know, Ehrenbeck's own cognitive formulation of the working alliance, you know, but both tend to indicate and show that agreeing on therapy goals with your client, agreeing on the tasks that you do in therapy, the creation of a bond of trust are all important contributors to the working alliance. And so, you know, assessment becomes a fundamental part of that. It helps us understand the client, connect profoundly, you know, collaborate with them regarding the direction of therapy. It helps advance self-efficacy and so much more. It gives us a chance to do so many things. And, you know, this is not just a cerebral pen and paper interview. You know, it's multifaceted as we learn on our courses. We become curious about the client. You know, we get to be Columbo, you know, the curious detective. We connect with our clients. We seek to understand them in order that we can serve them far more and make more responsible decisions, and, you know, ultimately be more effective in our role, in our professional role. You know, our treatment rationale then is equally exponentially more than I asked on a Facebook group and this is what we're going to do, or you know, this idea that you are your issue, Mr. Client, and I'm going to treat you accordingly. I hope that makes sense. I know it's not always the most appealing of topics at the outset, but you know, I like my own students and graduates to get as excited as I do about assessment, as you know, it helps make us all so much more effective. Okay, that's it.